In the small Puritan town of Salem, a young man named Goodman Brown prepares for a mysterious journey one evening. His young wife, Faith, pleads with him not to go, her pink ribbons trembling in the evening wind. Goodman Brown comforts her with gentle words, calling her "my love" and "my faith," and promises he will return by morning. He steps into the dark forest, still hearing her soft voice echo behind him like a warning.
As he walks deeper, a strange unease fills his heart. He tells himself that this will be his only night of sin, after which he will lead a pure life forever.
Soon he meets an older man on the path, dressed similarly in dark clothes and carrying a staff carved like a serpent. The man's face looks unsettlingly similar to Goodman Brown's own, perhaps his older self or a figure of temptation.
The old man greets him cheerfully, as though they were long-time companions. He speaks with calm authority, knowing all the names of the respected people of Salem. Goodman Brown hesitates and says his family has always been good Christians and never walked this path before. The older man chuckles and replies that he was well acquainted with Goodman's father and grandfather during their own secret meetings.
Disturbed, Goodman refuses to go further, declaring that his Faith is waiting for him at home. But the older man only smiles, saying that Faith herself might not be so innocent.
As they continue, they pass a woman whom Goodman recognizes as Goody Cloyce, a respected catechism teacher. He hides behind a tree, horrified, as she greets the stranger warmly and calls him the devil.
Goody Cloyce takes the serpent-shaped staff from the man, and as she touches it, it seems to writhe alive like a snake. She laughs wickedly, saying she must hurry to the night's meeting in the woods.
Terrified, Goodman calls out to heaven and refuses to continue further. He hides in the darkness, trembling, hearing distant voices and laughter echo through the trees.
The mysterious man leaves him alone, but Goodman feels as if unseen eyes follow him. Suddenly he hears the sound of horses' hooves and the chatter of church leaders and town elders, all heading deeper into the forest.
He even hears the familiar voice of Deacon Gogan, a man of great faith, speaking of the new convert to be welcomed tonight. Goodman Brown can hardly believe it. Could all these pious people be servants of evil? In despair, he cries out to Faith in the night, his voice trembling with fear and doubt. The forest suddenly comes alive with wind and whispers, as if mocking his call.
Then, from the branches above, a pink ribbon flutters down, one that looks exactly like Faith's. Goodman Brown grabs it, gasps in horror, and cries out that his Faith is gone. In that moment of despair, he seizes the serpent staff and rushes deeper into the forest. He moves like a madman through the trees, laughing and shouting curses at the sky.
At last, he comes upon a clearing filled with blazing torches and gathered townsfolk, the same pious faces he once admired. Men, women, elders, and even Faith herself stand among them, all chanting in strange, unholy voices. Goodman hides among the shadows but cannot take his eyes off Faith. The figure leading the ceremony welcomes them both, saying tonight they will know the secrets of sin.
The man gestures toward two new converts, Goodman Brown and Faith, to be brought forward. Goodman steps out helplessly, feeling drawn by some invisible force toward the altar.
As they stand together before the dark figure, the crowd chants louder and louder. The figure speaks of the evil in every heart, how even the holiest souls bear secret sin.
Just as the dark baptism is about to take place, Goodman shouts, "Faith, look up to heaven and resist the wicked one!" In a blinding flash, the forest, the fire, and the people vanish. Goodman finds himself alone in the silent forest, cold and trembling in the pale dawn. He stumbles back toward Salem, unsure if what he saw was real or only a dream.
When he returns home, the morning sun glows over peaceful Salem. Faith runs to greet him with joy, her pink ribbons dancing. But he stares at her coldly. From that day on, Goodman Brown lives a life of gloom and suspicion. He cannot pray, cannot trust, and sees hypocrisy in every face he once respected.
He grows old and bitter, shunning all happiness, even his faith.
When he dies, the villagers carve no hopeful words upon his tombstone, for his dying hour was one of despair.
From that day on, Goodman Brown lives a life of gloom and suspicion. He cannot pray, cannot trust, and sees hypocrisy in every face he once respected.
He grows old and bitter, shunning all happiness, even his faith.